Hey, Signature Real Estate Group. This is the ball guy in the red tie and Susan Ebert, and a very special guest today on the Signature Studios Spotlight Series, where we shine a spotlight also bright on an agent that's all right.
Just kind of okay.
Just okay. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have the legend, the myth, the miracle, Mr. Bob Cadez.
It's going to make me blush.
Woo!
Now, ladies and gentlemen, to help set the context of who this person is, I've been selling real estate in the area since 2008. And when I got started in 2008, September specifically, so about 11 years ago this month here, every sign that I would see was usually a Bob Cadez sign. And this was during the REO foreclosure market. So this man was a legend, because to give you some context here, most real estate agents sell anywhere from 3 to 5, maybe 7 houses a year, and that's it kind of thing.
Ouch.
This man at any given time during that foreclosure crisis was selling 80 houses, 90 houses a month?
Yes,
kind of thing?
plus 150, sometimes 200.
Good Lord, in a month.
Yeah.
That is insane.
It was crazy.
That's a rock star right there.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Did you drink Bang back then too?
No, we didn't have Bang back then. We had other substances. And we had Red Bull, sugar-free Red Bull.
Well, Bob's giving me my first Bang right now.
Yeah, so
Never had it
cheers.
before, cheers.
Cheers having Bob Cadez, drinking red tie cups.
Yeah, I didn't click. Yeah. Oh, I'm scared.
Man, that stuff is.
Your heart won't come all the way out, but it'll come. You'll feel it.
Oh, it's delicious.
This is a Christian Stone
I
drink.
like it.
It's got some flavor to it, doesn't it?
What flavor is it?
I think it's fruit punch with CQ10 in it.
I don't know what CQ10 is, but
You'll know in a few minutes.
yeah, when I can't sleep tonight, just staring at the ceiling. So Susan,
Yes.
how in the world did you get Bob Cadez to Signature Real Estate Group after a 20-year career with his previous brokerage, which everyone thought he was married to? He was #1 in the world, and now he's here at Signature Real Estate Group. That's kind of, how did that happen?
I had nothing to do with it. Absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. You want to tell the story?
I don't know. I just kept watching all of your videos. We weren't here then, but her videos, and just the spirit and everything is. Remax was kind of a dying vine, so it's just, and you are what you hang out with. So here I am. She didn't place a call or nothing.
You just walked in
Nothing.
and you're like, hey, I'm going to come work for you?
I'm here to work.
And how terrifying was that?
I was a little scared. We might have gone and had lunch a couple times, had a couple of conversations.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I was a little bit starstruck
Mm-hmm.
and in awe, and I didn't believe that was really happening, because I was like, wait, you're Bob Cadez. Bob Cadez is Bob Cadez. You're the one on the other end of the transactions that we worship the ground you walked on, you know? And so I was like, are you sure? But once he shared his heart about, you come out of those days and he had this well-oiled machine. He knows how to run a brokerage. Everything that he created was already over here. And I think he just was going to not be the one who did that part, but he was going to participate this time.
Mm-hmm.
And you're transitioning out of that REO market, my gosh, and coming back into retail. And I teased him a little bit. And I'm like, okay, wonderful surgeon. We're going to talk about your bedside manner here.
Which will probably never change.
No.
Zebra stripes don't change.
But I have a little bit of hope. I would have to say that where I was in awe and starstruck, I now know him, and he's the nicest person I've ever met.
Yeah.
Outside of all the other nicest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to see him starting his career again in retail, doing it what we are doing. And but he'll always be the REO God to me. He'll always be my God.
Yeah, I mean,
can I interrupt you?
absolutely, go for it.
How long do I have to wear this stupid sticker for?
Oh yeah, so can the camera please zoom in on the red tie? Obviously, I'm a branding person, so I had to brand our guest today, Mr. Bob Cadez. So thanks for doing me that favor, even though you look like Fred Flintstone, as you pointed out.
Yabba yabba dabba doo.
There you go. All right, take off the red tie. There's gonna only be one red tie.
Take off what?
Yeah, no, not your shirt, buddy. But talk about an amazing career. I mean, how many transactions have you done career to date? I mean, it's 2,000, 3,000?
Well over 3,500.
Over 3,500 transactions.
which is insane. And
It's
that makes him
mind-boggling.
just smart. I have to say, that's the thing that got me in the beginning. I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to surround myself with greatness, and I'm supposed to surround myself with people who are smarter than me. And I was like, here we go.
Yeah.
That made me happy because I felt like, well, I was starstruck and I was going to get to learn stuff at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, best of the best is just the best of the best.
Yeah.
That's BC, Bob Cadez.
So let's kind of jump back into the history of Bob Cadez here. So you woke up, you were born one day, and you became a real estate agent immediately, right? Just like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what was life like before real estate?
Oh boy, lots of baseball. Are you asking me what my occupation was before real estate?
Yeah. How did you get into real estate?
Well, I've always been in sales, John. If you have to get deeper than that, we're in trouble. I was a carpenter at Unicor Refinery.
Okay.
And me and my family, or my family and I, started buying flip properties out here in Elsinore, because back then they were like $30,000 a house. And John Lewis was our agent. Good old John.
Good old John.
And then we were, I mean, only in the oil fields, you only work 3 days, 3 12-hour shifts. So you have 4 days. So we were out here buying houses and flipping them. I just got tired of driving to Wilmington Refinery every day. Just got into real estate.
Got into real estate. And when was this? The early 90s?
94, 95.
94, 95. So this is right after the 90s crash, right?
Yes.
So things were kind of building themselves back up a little bit in the mid 90s there.
It was still, that was my first REO market go around. So
Yeah.
yeah, 94, I think.
So you started off in an REO market and then it got better.
Correct.
And then, so was that second one in that 2008 kind of
Late
thing?
2007.
And so I've always been curious about the whole REO market because, again, to set the context, I was a brand new agent. I got into it. So if you didn't have an REO account, you pretty much didn't have any listings. So you pretty much had to work with buyers and stuff during that point because nobody had equity. I mean, if they did have equity, it was like 1 out of 1,000 type home kind of thing. So how did the REO thing work? Because were you just in the right place at the right time with the right people saying the right things, or?
I was. Actually, I was. In 94, the SRG Group was an old REO franchise out here, and they were one of the ones I was buying properties from. Well, I was in there one day, and 4 black SUVs rolled up, and they locked the place. I was the only one in there, and they were doing some fraudulent stuff, and the guy looks at me and is like, "We don't know who you are, but you're welcome to all the files." So I grabbed all the files.
That's the government at work for you, huh?
It was the FBI. Like, we got what we need. So I didn't know all these files were the actual REO contacts.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to, took all the files. I figured like 4 or 5 of the escrows were mine. I wanted those. And went and saw my buddy Frank Galante. And
Good old Frankie G.
Frankie G wanted to team up right away. He knew what the files were. And we just went from there.
Yeah.
And some of those same asset managers I still talk to on a weekly basis.
Wow. So they've been in the business for 20, 30 years, the REO asset managers. And
They
stuff.
switch.
Okay.
A lot of them switch around.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody makes fun of my AOL account or email, but that's how they all find me.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Bob Cadez still has an AOL email account.
Is that outdated?
Dude, that was outdated in like 1998. So yeah, you're a little behind the times there, bud.
That AOL account's made me a lot of money. John.
I bet. It's classic, man.
I just got Gmail. They just hooked me up with Gmail. So I feel like I'm getting there.
You're getting fancy now, huh?
Gmail is.
Yeah. So the joke back in 2008, 2009 was that you can make an offer on one of Bob Cadez's properties, but you're never going to get a response. And so somebody gave me the bright advice. They said, John, if you really want to connect with Bob Cadez, you have to go to his office off of Rancho California Road, and you have to hand deliver the offer. Your chances will be a little bit better. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this.
That was bad advice.
Yeah, it was terrible advice.
Because they should have said bring Patron, and then you would have gotten it.
Well, so let me set the scene. I'm a scared, quivering little young agent. Probably hadn't even done 10 transactions yet. I'm just terrified of this massive identity known as Bob Cadez, right? Every sign in every neighborhood is his. So I'm walking in there trembling and stuff. And I open the door and he's blasting Metallica or some other screaming heavy metal, probably Metallica,
I'm
right?
surprised they even let you in the door.
Yeah. Well, I think you had your door open because it was hot that day. And so
Oh.
you're trying to get a breeze and then you got the coolest thing in the world. So I go walking in, you're blasting Metallica and you're like, I don't think you even looked up from your desk. I said, "Hi, are you Bob Cadez?" And then you kind of snapped your fingers and kind of gave me one of these. And I handed you the offer. You kind of flipped through it, and you go, "All right, I'll let you know." I never heard from you ever again, but that was my first experience with you,
I
bud.
probably didn't even know what property it was, John.
I know.
But that's a dynamic thing too, that he wouldn't know he had all of his systems in place, that he was a well-oiled machine,
Yeah.
that he didn't even need to know.
How many people did you have working for you to manage that many properties?
I wish I'd known you got through the front door without going through them now. At one time, we had almost 18 people.
And so what would a normal day be like in 2008 for you?
You get up at 3 in the morning and you get your coffee and you start handling all of your East Coast accounts because they're up at, 4 o'clock our time. They all want answers from the night before. And then once you get all those fires put out, you get to the office, work on your West Coast accounts because they all want answers at 9 a.m. It's just nonstop, just fires all day long.
And how would you get these listings? Like literally an email with 20 properties and okay, go kick out the people like.
Yeah, at first they come to you, but after a while they just went right to my inspector. I didn't even know about it until he turned the file in.
Interesting. Because during this time, ladies and gentlemen, this is when people were losing their homes. The economy was in a tailspin. It was a bad time in America. And so unfortunately, people were in situations where they were losing their homes and they would get a knock on the door and they would unfortunately have to vacate after they got foreclosed on, right?
Correct.
And so I can't imagine you got some stories about that. Did you get shot at anytime?
No, I didn't. It wasn't that important.
Wasn't that bad?
There was a few times out in San Jacinto and Barongo Springs where you just don't stop. Is it occupied? No, it's occupied.
Yeah,
you just
right.
keep going. And that one particular one where there were a bunch of Indians or Native Americans, it sat occupied. I didn't go back. It sat occupied for a while.
Wow.
I was just trying to get off that reservation as fast as possible.
Yeah, they didn't like people like you.
No, but they know. I mean, you have to carry your concealed weapons and all. I mean, you go through some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And the banks don't care. You don't get to say, no, I'm not going to San Jacinto. They're like, yeah, you're going to San Jacinto.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want the Temecula, you have to go to San Jacinto. Just how it works.
Wow. Well, what was one of the most interesting encounters that you would have had on one of those properties?
Oh, John, we could do this all day. The
Give
most
us
interesting one was where we had to do some emergency pictures for a property. And I think it was Ashley and Rachel decided to go together. I wanted them in case something happened. And they come back and they edit the pictures and there was two guys actually in the shower. You could see them through the mirror that they were squatting there. And it could have gotten pretty ugly.
Oh, wow.
Scary.
Yeah, so we came across squatters all the time.
Yeah.
Houses burned down at 2 o'clock in the morning in Elsinore. Meth labs, we've seen it all.
Damn.
It's not all fun. It's not what it's cracked up to be.
I know everybody back in the day was like, "Oh, I can't wait to get an REO count and
Yeah.
stuff like that."
Yep.
And but I don't think they saw the things that you saw, especially the volume that you saw. Because I mean, just statistically, the amount of problems that you got to encounter in something like that, just through the roof.
Yeah, I mean, firemen calling you at 3 in the morning because the only thing that didn't burn down was your yard sign.
Right?
Well, my yard sign didn't burn, right? No.
Yeah.
We take that with you.
Good
Awesome.
Lord.
Okay, I want to know about you.
What about me?
Married? Kids? Favorite sport?
I am divorced for 8 years. Me and my ex-wife, as you know, have a great relationship.
Mm-hmm.
4 kids. 12, 10, 9, and 6 now. And they're a handful.
You're in the midst of it, man.
They are a
I think it's the
handful.
funnest part.
Yes,
Yeah, because you're making little bobs.
yes.
You're starting a franchise.
They're a little spoiled, but it's all right. Sports-wise, I play racquetball. The kids are enough sports where it keeps me going nonstop.
They still have racquetball?
They still have racquetball. Racquetball is a great sport. What are you smiling at? You never played racquetball?
I have played it, and I just can't imagine you playing it.
I will give you 20 points and we'll play to 21.
I bet you destroy me.
That's
I
what
bet.
Kitty is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
No,
some
you
years.
said that you're like pretty much a badass at that, right? As far as
It's
the
a fun
racquetball.
game.
Yeah.
It's a fun game.
So you almost died a couple years ago.
Yes, I almost died not playing racquetball.
Not playing
That was
racquetball.
prior to playing racquetball.
So walk us through that, because that is kind of it for me, looking in on your life kind of thing. It seems like that was a big turning point in your life.
That was quite scary. I was, of course, not making the best choices, buying bars, and then, of course, when you buy bars and you think all these people are just going to come and you're going to make a bunch of money, and you don't, and somebody's got to drink the booze that's sitting on the shelves.
And you were happy to volunteer.
So I was my best customer. And then one of the bars was not the healthiest food in the world, because you were there all the time eating our paninis.
Wait, and actually, I'm going to go ahead and cut to a video clip of that. So here is Panini and Hops with Mr. Bob Cadez.
Sweet!
That's Bob Cadez from Paninis and Hops. You're watching the bald guy with the red tie and Bob himself. Come on down and see us.
Bob loves me. Do you love me, Bob?
Yes, more than you know.
Man love. All right, guys, check this out. It's lunchtime, and you know I get hungry. And you know where I like to eat now in Temecula? The best place that's going on right now is Panini and Hops. So if you haven't seen it, checked it out, well, we're about to check it out. So check it out with me. So let's check it out. Come on, let's go. Yeah, cool place right over here off of Jefferson. Kind of by like Arby's, you know, that little place right there. That's where you're gonna find it at. So let's go. The kitchen. I'm not supposed to be back here, but they're making some awesome food, and I'm going to show you a thing or two about what they do. And it's top secret information, so don't tell anybody else. But this is about like a red tie exclusive, okay?
With my homemade chili aioli, and it has chicken thigh with pepper jack cheese and tomato.
What's the best seller?
Our most popular one is the Holy Cow, which is beef ribeye. Has beef ribeye, pepperoni cheese, my homemade garlic aioli, and caramelized onions. We sell quite a few of those.
I'm stuffed. This is a fantastic place to eat. And if anybody else wants to come to Panini and Hops, it's free food and free beer all the time.
All day.
All day long. Just say Bob Cadez and they'll write off the check. I'm kidding. No, really is a phenomenal place. This is the happening place. So whether you're in real estate or not, make sure you come here and check this out. Great beers on tap. And what is it? Wineries and
Local brews.
local brews,
Local wineries.
local wineries,
Great paninis.
great paninis,
And a bunch of real estate people in here.
and a bunch of realtors. That's just a great place to go. All right, Bob. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. See you there, Ball Guy Red Sox.
Yay, I'm so excited! Look at me, this is the face of excitement because it's so exciting. Watch this video.
Well, Bob, look at this. See this? I'm working on this so I can look like this. That was mean. I'm sorry, guys. But you know what? That didn't just happen. I'm going to edit that out. Wait, put me out there, buddy. Blooper reel? All right. All right. Ready?
So remember that video? That was a good time, right?
That was almost 300. That was 380 pounds then.
Wow, you're a big boy. What are you down to now?
As of this morning, 248.
Wow, so you lost 130 pounds?
I was down at 240 at one time.
That's incredible, man.
Do you feel good?
I feel good. I become like the mentor, the little doctor mentor in the office here when people are having issues.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way.
You've talked to me a couple times about heart stuff, and it's important, man, because you take your health for granted until all of a sudden you're like, oh, crap, you get close to the grave kind of thing like you did.
Yes.
So was it open heart surgery, or what exactly happened?
Triple bypass.
Triple bypass. At what age?
46.
Wow. And so where were you when this hit?
in Parker on my boat.
Okay.
Father's Day morning.
Oh,
And
wow.
luckily, my son knows how to drive the boat.
Wow.
What happened?
We were doing a hot lap, and I just kind of whited out. It wasn't a heart attack or anything. It was just got really fuzzy, and Anthony just shut down the boat. I came around, I was fine. Like, all right, I go, what happened? He's like, I don't know. He's like, did you drink last night?
He's like 8 or 9 years old.
Well, he was, yeah, he knows. And I go, no, not. And so it was weird. It was like this, something just came, like a sheet just came over you. But yeah, definitely get your yearly checkups, get your blood done and all that good stuff. 'Cause I was, I got sick in Cabo like 17 years ago, and went through so much I didn't even want to see. I didn't go to a doctor for 17 years. They all told me I was crazy. I ended up having amoeba, which is pretty nasty. So I avoid the doctor like a plague, and don't do that. Go to the doctors.
Yeah.
Go to the doctors.
Yeah, but you're kind of a holistic dude.
Now,
too.
yeah, but I wasn't then.
Yeah.
I mean, before I was anti, no aspirin, no nothing.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You've given me good advice that I haven't taken.
Yes, well, we all do that. I'm great at fixing everybody else except myself.
I clean other people's houses too, and
Right.
I love doing it. Okay, but I call you Dr. Bob.
Okay.
I lovingly call you that here. How did you get into the holistic thing?
Well, when you're laying on your deathbed, like you were saying, and they fill you up. When I left the hospital, I was on almost 23 different medications.
Wow.
And you just learn, and it's so many different side effects and ouches, and you're like, oh, you're just getting old. No, I wasn't getting old. I mean, I can't even move. My bones are hurting so bad. So I got into alternative remedies and watching videos. And so instead of watching John Butler like I used to do, because I was so addicted with him, I started watching other doctors, and keto help. It's, everybody knows about keto now. Back then, they say keto, and people are like, what are you talking about? You went from paninis to keto, Bob?
Yeah, right.
Just like that.
That's why I really see that as a defining point in your life, because you were kind of known for a not healthy lifestyle, and now you're doing a lot better, man. And you're
Yeah.
becoming a spokesperson.
My mom started when she was 33 with open heart, but she still didn't make corrections. So, I mean, I knew all about what she was, because you just learn it, like, oh, what happened to mom? So she really, truly had 9 lives.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she was on the table 8 or 9 times, just flatline.
Wow.
I don't think we all have 9 lives. I think I'm okay with fixing it now.
That's good.
I don't
man.
want to test it to see if they have 9 lives or not.
Yeah.
So you don't have much of a choice. Either you fix it, or I wanted to hang out with my kids for a little bit.
And that's the thing about you, is that you're actually an incredible father. Like, you
thank you.
love hanging out with your kids. You can tell, like, you're always posting about it on Facebook, and Anthony, your little mini me.
Starting to push me away more and more.
Oh,
Is he getting some attitude or
He
what?
won't kiss me in front of his friends no more at school. I still give him a hug, and he gets all like, Dad, you can't do that. I'm in junior high. You can't do that.
Oh.
I love you.
I used to yell it from the car.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah, honk
I'm
the
like,
horn.
oh my God, Mom. Yeah.
And what do we say? Make good.
Make good choices.
I always make them say the choices part.
Yeah.
Make good and choices, Dad.
Yeah.
But it's really fun watching you parent,
Yes.
because your kids are great.
And it's like real estate. You think one day you got it wrapped and licked up, and somebody throws a fastball at you and it hits you right in the forehead. Like, holy shit, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
And it's just, you never just stop learning. I remember Sabrina, my wife, ex-wife, kids, and I was the worst parent ever.
Mm.
And I've come a long way, and they've actually like, wow, because he was. I didn't know that young kids were sissies. I just figured, hey, dude, toughen up, man. You gotta toughen up, man.
Yeah.
Like she was just doing with some kid crying. Like, dude, you can't be crying in public.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Right.
And now I'm learning. I'm a little more softer, I think. And like, all right, are you done crying yet? I've come a long ways.
They've been alive 6 years on the planet. I started
Yeah.
Suck it
talking
up,
4
Buttercup.
years ago.
Sabrina's first 2 kids, those poor children went through living, what. And I thought I was just, best parent. Here I was just single person living in Cabo a couple of weeks out of the year or a month, and I get these 2 little infants on my lap, and I could do this. It's hard. You learn every day.
Yeah.
It's like real estate. You learn every day. I know we all think we know it all, but
Something new always pops up, man.
every day.
You have so much to teach the world, but yet you still remain a good learner. And that is admirable.
We have to learn every
Yeah. I learn stuff from you every day.
day. Just take the good stuff.
I haven't learned anything bad.
Yes.
No.
Nothing you didn't already know.
No.
I know where you're going with this.
I think that's one of the cool things that you came over here to Signature Real Estate Group because of the collaboration and the spirit of teamwork. I mean, everybody here, and you really kind of set the tone from the get-go when you built this brokerage, is that it's about helping each other. You know, if you go to a lot of real estate brokerages, everybody's kind of shady with their secrets, or, you know, everybody's kind of blocking things out, but you created this atmosphere of everybody shares and everybody cares. And so you have some of the best teams in real estate at the moment at this brokerage. And, you know, when you do your awards on every month, you line them all up and you say, for all the newer agents, say, all right, guys, pick their brains, ask them questions, kind of thing. And one of the things, to your credit, is you're very open about giving your information away. Like, there are no secrets in real estate, you know. And I think when you can help change other people's lives, like, your life has been blessed incredibly. So I think you're making a huge difference, and that ripple effect is pretty amazing.
Well, people helped me when I got here. I mean, as retail from wholesale real estate, and a lot of people don't know the difference, but it's a whole different animal.
Yeah.
And KSA got me going on my feet, and I mean, Christian Stone, everybody helped out.
Yeah.
And they could have said, hey, no, you just keep doing REOs and we'll wait for you. We'll get to you when we need you.
Right.
It's a different, it's a whole different game.
Yeah. So how has your transition been here? It's been about 9 months since coming over here. So do you feel like you're in the swing of things? You got your team built back up, and
We
gonna give birth?
we are hiring slow and firing fast, is what I say. And I mean, you have to. It's a lot of expense on retail.
Yeah.
And I'm happy the way they're going now. The first 3 or 4 months was pretty challenging.
Yeah.
I'm just learning the different systems and finding what works and what doesn't work, and then it's finding, you know, as well, as soon as you do find something that does work, the next morning there's something new that's better and improved for another $25,000, you know, buy-in.
Yeah.
fee.
Yeah, it's a whole other ballgame rather than just delivering it to you.
He's not having any problem with that.
Well, I can't imagine after an almost 22-year career, you got a lot of ripple effects that are coming back in a good way.
Yeah. It's a lot of past clients coming around, friends.
That's awesome. I bet you probably sold people and their kids' homes, right?
It just happened, recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
The whole generation thing.
Do you know you're kind of a big deal? Like, do you feel that?
Not really. It's kind of overrated. It really is. I mean, if people knew what, how much work was really involved, and I mean, it was 20-hour. I mean, if we got 2-3 hours of sleep some nights, it was. At first in 2008, it was nonstop. We opened up a Rancho Bernardo, and then Riverside, and we had Temecula. It was crazy. It was, I mean, they were just all cutting at once. And this 3 of the old, from the 90s asset managers, we were like the first ones on Equator, which is used to be REO Trans back in when you were a little bit younger, John. It used to be REO Trans. So all these asset managers couldn't find any, because you have to have properties, you know, at least 10 or 15 past closed sales in order to get any more. And we were the only ones on there, and it just went. I think we did almost 1,500 sales, and no, probably 800 sales in 2008, and it just kept. I mean, 40, 50 listings in the morning. Some would go to eviction, some would go to foreclosure, and it was nuts.
The logistics of that are mind-boggling, because like you said, there's some that are vacant, there's some that need repairs, there's some that need to be evicted, there's some that need to be rekeyed and landscape. I mean, just all the prep work of the onloading of that many listings is mind-boggling.
We were hiring as fast. Well, agents were easy to hire back then because they weren't really making any money. But we were hiring assistants as fast as we could. Yeah. We had pre-marketing. Each desk was its own little office.
Yeah.
So now that you're doing the retail game, do you have a preference?
Definitely REO market.
They respected what you were saying. And now we have these consumers that don't necessarily.
Well, I still have, and I've learned this too. And I was in retail between, of course, 97 and 06. Yeah, you have to gain respect of each individual seller and buyer.
Yep.
When you have an asset manager, that asset manager is in charge of the 400 assets, and you just go through them, and so you already have the respect built. You have the reputation or the friendship and relationship built to where they just know they can trust you.
Yeah.
But don't ever lie to one, because then you'll be done, and then you're done, and it gets out, and then you're done here, and I mean, that's how I've gotten half my accounts was people
Blew it.
I could tell you some, I would go on some from another agent, like they think they're in marketing and they're on the market. And I'm like, this place isn't even trashed out yet. There's a TV in the stairway. It's like there's furniture all over. So there were people doing some shameless stuff.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully giving you somebody else an interview and not. I don't know. The kids will be grown.
Wait, youngest one is what?
Well, Ava won't be grown. Ava and Tristan, my two youngest girls, will be at home forever.
Let's redefine grown.
Anthony will be
11
gone.
is not grown.
Well,
13 isn't grown.
Anthony seems to think he's going to be driving my 2020 Corvette that we didn't really decide to buy yet. We were just talking about it. It's going to be his car. I'm like, you're getting a 64 Bug like I had.
He's a visionary.
Yes,
he sees the future.
He is going to be a real estate agent.
I like him.
We'll still be here doing, hopefully not REO. I don't really pray for REO market on anybody.
Yeah.
I must face, I'm just not going to beat around the bush, but one deal nowadays is equivalent to 10 HEMT transactions in the REO days. So that wasn't fun. It was very lucrative if you knew how to do it, as is retail if you learn how to say no to all the technology everybody's trying to sell you like daily, as you know.
I think it's one of the best advice that I can give to new agents is don't buy the hype, like you're saying, because everybody's trying to reach into your pocket in this business. And people have the public has this perception that real estate agents make a lot of money, and it is true and it is possible. However, as fast as we make it, as fast as it goes out, it seems like, because everyone's got their hands in our pockets. So it's a tough thing.
Gotta not look at the shiny stuff. If it works, keep it and use it.
Yeah,
just
but
because
these
it's
guys
newer,
are,
just because it's newer doesn't make
these
it better,
guys selling
Bob.
this technology. They're old asset managers they got to put shoes on their kids. And asset managers are just old realtors, so everybody's in sales. And they know how to sell, don't they?
Hell yeah, man. They'll get you.
Did you come here to be number 2?
No, we're not going anywhere to be number 2.
Because if you're not first, you're last.
Yes.
Oh, so where are you now? Oh, that'd be last.
Yes, we're last right now.
When are we going to be first, Bob Cadez?
I will probably give it. I gave it originally 2 years. But I think the way that things are going, it should be within summer of next year. As soon as I get John Butler to come on my team.
Yep.
I've been
thinking about it.
Yeah. Put that tie back on there. No, I've
All
had.
of a sudden, you love the tie, Fred Flintstone.
I've had a lot of teams offer me positions on their team and stuff like that, but I'm a one-man show, and literally my own one-man show. I created a show called Red Tie Community. I mean,
well, we'll see what happens when the REO market comes in.
Hey, Bob, you know that offer you said?
Yeah.
It was sold.
I think that's been one of the funnest things is you're funny.
Yeah.
You
You're
are
funny.
down to earth, authentic, say it like it is. And like getting to know you has been really fun. Like even just today, I'm like, okay, yeah, let me say it. I'm just going to say it like it is. He's like, oh, wow, we're saying it like it is. And that's a great thing
That's fun.
to be able to have. Yeah, when you get to see the inside of a person, not just the
She
outside.
chewed my ass for the first time today.
Did not.
She walked right in my office. She still had a purse in her hand. I didn't put her purse down.
A woman's purse is a scary thing. That's a weapon.
Yes, I do bullshit people sometimes. But there you go. I said it.
The other thing that's really fun is seeing your kids. Like, I love that you know that it's family friendly here and they can come and go because we're a family here, and I'm
Yes.
so glad you're part of mine.
Thank you.
I-
I'm happy
I
to see
really
my
am.
kids too. I almost, as he was saying earlier, I almost flatlined myself. So
Yeah, yeah.
Makes you
They're lucky.
reevaluate your priorities,
Yeah.
huh?
they walk in here and Susan's so bad. They head right for the junk drawer where
Yep.
all the processed foods are,
It's not keto.
all the garbage. Yeah.
They're just fruit snacks.
And they know I don't, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to the office. They got processed food there.
Yeah.
But I do lecture them a little bit too while they're here.
Make good choices.
Yeah.
Her and Anthony sit down and have long conversations.
We do. We talk about good choices. But
And
you
he
guys
co-
are good
He comes
parents.
out of the office in there and he just goes like,
Because I am.
The kids are drawn to you.
I had a preschool before the brokerage
Yeah.
called Bloomin' Kids.
Which is kind of the same thing, right?
Yeah, and now it's an adult daycare.
It's an adult daycare. Yeah.
Yeah. Adults are a little bit harder to handle.
Right?
Yeah, I'm going to drink some more of this Bang,
Right?
and then maybe I'll do it better.
Yeah.
speaking of them, we just all of us last night watched Granddaddy Daycare now.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's like super real estate, like our old Barbell office. You have to babysit. Like kind of like me, I guess I'm a granddaddy.
I think whoever aligns themselves with you is really smart, and I think that they're lucky.
Thank you.
And I mean that.
Thank you. John, do you feel
Yeah.
that way?
So next topic. No, one of the things it's been really interesting for my career is the context that I shared. You really were this heroic figure, this just bigger than life mythical creature. It's like hearing about Sasquatch for years, and all of a sudden you get to meet Sasquatch. You kind of look like him.
No.
You walk like him. But and then to eventually, like, we go out to sushi together. We're buddies. We're friends, and it really is an honor and stuff to know you and to call you a friend. So it's been fun to mess around with you in the office. And you were actually one of the prime reasons I came over here to Signature Real Estate Group. I remember going out to breakfast with you back in December, and you have this unique way of like not asking, but just saying this is what's going to happen.
It's called closing.
Yeah.
And
Like-
he does close.
Yeah.
I'm very protective of the teams, but he's a closer.
Yeah. I think if we boil it down, it was something like, so when the hell are you coming over? Like, this is happening. You're going to do this. So
Coming back to see your mom.
yeah. Yeah.
She missed you.
Yeah. Well, because Susan and I, for those who don't know, I was with Susan for 7 years during the Exit Realty days. And I was the top producer because I would get one listing a month. And
Damn.
That
Bring it.
was high production volume right there. And then, I went to another brokerage for a little bit, but now that I'm back this year in 2019, it's been fantastic. There's something amazing happening here. And so for any agents that are looking for a place that they feel like they don't have a home, this is a great place to do it. So you got people like Bob Cadez, the Harper team, Christian Stone, James Shell. I mean, there's just a lot of heavy hitters here.
It's growing fast. Your production is up since last year, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. Just by osmosis,
Yeah.
being our offices are next to each other.
Right?
I do a lot
The
more
hallway
production.
is on fire over here.
Yeah, imagine if I actually showed up to the office on a daily basis like you do.
I
Please
saw the
don't.
door was
Yeah.
open today, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
yay, look who's here. Bald guy, red tie.
I make appearance every once in a while.
I like the red light in his desk.
Looks like a strip club in my office.
It does, on one side.
And the colored lights were not my idea. That was my partner Nash. Yeah.
Yeah.
My business partner Nash.
Yeah.
You have to clarify that nowadays.
You
Business
know.
partner Nash. I thought some lights in our office would be good, but it just looks like a boom check bow wow kind of office. So
Yep.
And the poll, you didn't want to mention the poll in there?
the poll is for exercise, sir.
Really? I've seen you on it.
Oh gosh, can you imagine Bob? Oh,
All right, cut that. I think we're done here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's it for this episode. Any final thoughts, closing ideas?
I just want to look at you and thank you for
Oh.
trusting us with this
I love
and
you
with your
guys.
career.
And you. Yes,
And
thank you.
I'm so thankful and I'm humbled and honored that you're here, and everything that was the past and all of that growth and all the beautiful things you did and you are doing. I just hope that that's your future and I get to watch it just a little bit more.
Perfect.
So thanks for
you.
being here.
Oh, sweet.
I believe in
Is she the
you.
best?
Surely is.
She's the closer of all closers.
Surely is.
She really is.
Surely is.
No.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this episode of Signature Studios Spotlight Series with Miss Susan Ebert, the bald guy in the red tie, and today's guest, Mr. Bob Cadez. Saying see you in escrow. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.